I need to make this quick. I have a pizza waiting and I'm rather hungry. Bloggess here, your one and only source into the goings-on in this here city. Let's get started. Poor sweet Aiko. Will this crazy girl finally get her comeuppance on that hot blonde Amy? Has she finally won the person of her dreams? Has she finally got them all to herself? Has she finally won her senpai at the expense of another poor girl's heart? Not if her sisters Reina and Yumi have anything to say about it. Moving on into the darker parts of the city, we have the sweet, petite vampire Ruby who has daddy issues, to say the least, but is quite happy with the amazing, fantastic lover she turned. They're about to celebrate their anniversary, and she's oh so very excited. But will her father crash the party? That remains to be seen. And also in the dark realm, we have the werewolf Jade. She seems torn between work and pleasure. She doesn't regret turning the one she loves into one of her kind, but she also misses her life where she could keep who she is hidden. Will she finally accept the truth and accept who and what she is? Or will she continue to live in fear and frustration? That also remains to be seen. Elsewhere we have a lonely student caught in a bit of a web of trouble between their affair with their sensual, sexual teacher and their loving, doting school friend, now girlfriend, Tori. But she comes with quite a deal of baggage. So who will be chosen? Miss Winters, the sensual, experienced teacher, or the sweet yet troubled Tori who just wants to be loved? Now going on in the city, there's been a political movement. Creatures called Chi-Magi have been moving from the outskirts into the city, part human, part animal, and a very curious one has been meeting several of them and has developed quite a fondness for them, to say the least. Will this lead to beautiful, budding friendships, or nothing but trouble? Moving on, we have a bit of a high roller who has been going on quite a few adventures in the city. Been all over the place, but mostly the strip clubs and other seedy departments. Not to mention the rumor that they had an affair with the maid. Was this person married before? Could we possibly know their wife? Or should we say their ex-wife? Is this person headed into nothing but trouble? Only time will tell. And we have someone who has so much trouble falling asleep that they get visited by mystical creatures demons, ghosts, succubi, and they even dream up fantastical, wonderful girlfriends. Is it all real? Is it all really happening? Or is it all just a dream? Just a fantasy? And speaking of fantasies, we have someone who keeps traveling to a realm of elves whenever they have difficulty relaxing. Meeting one elf in particular, a beautiful one named Paige, who is determined to teach them magic so that they can return to the elf realm whenever they so choose and have Paige come visit them herself. Is this Paige someone to be trusted? Or is she also nothing but trouble? And speaking of elves, an elf has crossed over into our world. The beautiful, lovely Petra, who seems to be quite happy serving her mistress and making this woman the happiest woman on earth, living as her live-in maid and personal servant. But speaking of the wayward, we have someone who's been lost in the forest, just on the outskirts of the city, who has been meeting all kinds of mythical creatures, and hasn't been seen by other humans in months. They also seem to be in quite the dilemma. Do they help the creatures of the forest? Or do they serve their own interests in helping their own fellow humans? Not to mention, they seem to be stuck in a bit of a love triangle between a fox and a wolf. Who will they choose? The fox that they started their journey with? Or the wolf they grew to love and trust over time? And we have other wayward ones too. Those who get visited by neckos who can't seem to keep their paws to themselves. Those who meet all kinds of interesting women around the city. But are these women truly friend-worthy? Especially this girl Holly, who seems to be quite inclined to be rather flaky, only visiting on the holidays and wanting nothing more than a flight of fantasy and a fling of sorts. Is there really something more to be had with her? Or should her desired partner just give up now while they have the chance? The neckos have been busy further assimilating into the city, opening up shops and clubs and helping the Chimagi assimilate. A certain club goer certainly doesn't seem to mind. In fact, they're quite smitten with some of the neckos and the other Chimagi that they come across. Which leads us to someone who I've discovered is quite the player. but one with a bit of a hero streak. After all, they rescued a Neko from an evil vampire. An evil vampire Neko of all things. And that Neko they rescued just so happens to be the brother of the sweet little Neko that they've been keeping as a pet. But not everything is as it seems, as while they've had this doting, loving pet Neko, they've been dating this girl who was first their Uber driver, and then something even more, their best friend, their confidant, their hookup. And it seems to be caught in a web of just a mess, for this girl has a very complicated life. She just lost her mother. Her father's nowhere to be found. And she assisted in the rescue of the brother Neko. And in turn it cost her car, which in turn cost her money. And not to mention her older sister is conniving behind her back, took over her mother's company, and seeks to destroy her. Who is this player going to choose? This complicated, complex girl with nothing but drama and struggle in her life? Or the sweet Neko girl that they took in on a lonely, rainy day? But this Neko girl isn't all as she seems, for she seems to have been rather sick lately, and showing some mysterious symptoms. And word has it, not only is she into her owner, but she also has the hots for her dear brother. How messed up is that, everyone? So you see, not all is as it seems in this city, nor on the outskirts. But I am the one who sees all and knows all. So thank you for reading, and thank you for listening. I'll be sure to keep you updated on the goings on in the future. XOXO, the Bloggess. And if you're curious to know my identity, well, that's for me to know, and you to find out. I'll be talking to you all again very, very soon.